Caitlin Clark rating, massive Indiana Fever ratings. We finally have some numbers in. Indiana Fever, still, unsurprisingly, the biggest draw in the WNBA.
No Angel Reese, no Paige Buchers, and the ratings still broke a 27-year record. They said she needed a rival. They said the numbers only spike when Angel Reese or Paige Buchers is standing across from her. This week, the ratings came in, and there was no rivalry, no storyline, just Caitlin Clark. And the result broke a record that stood since 1998.
0.64 million viewers on NBC and Peacock in prime time. Most watched WNBA regular season Sunday game since, wait for it, 1998. Folks, we've had ABC Sunday games since Caitlin.
EAD that again. 2.64 million people on a Sunday watching a regular season WNBA game. That number hasn't been touched since 1998, before most of this league's current stars were even born. And here's the part that should stop every skeptic cold. Angel Reese wasn't on the floor. Paige Buchers wasn't on the floor. The bump everyone said only happens with a big-name opponent. It didn't need to happen. Caitlin Clark walked onto that court against the Aces, and the country showed up anyway. That's not a fluke. That's not a one-week spike. That's a pattern the league can no longer explain away. And it gets bigger from here, because 3 days earlier, a different network just made history of its own.
On July 8th, averaged 1.04 million viewers, becoming USA Sports' most watched WNBA game on record and up 149% versus 2025's regular season average cable viewership. Now, this is the game that broke records here.
Wednesday, USA Network. A 10 o'clock tip-off. The kind of late start that's supposed to kill viewership before it even begins. Instead, over 1 million people tuned in anyway. The most watched WNBA broadcast in that network's history, up 149% over last year's average. Let that sink in. A game that started when half the country was already thinking about bed still pulled a bigger crowd than most primetime windows. Back-to-back nights, back-to-back records. And the league office is watching every single one of these numbers land, because this isn't a coincidence anymore. This is a trend with a name attached to it. But the real gut punch for the doubters comes when you put this game next to every other matchup in the league.
Wings 2.5, that's with Paige Buchers on the other side. Did better. You have ABC 1.7, that's with Angel Reese on the other side. This game did better. You have Fever Fire on CBS, that's with nobody on the other side. Fever Liberty 2.55, that's with Sabrina, that's with New York. Brianna Stewart on the other side.
Here's where it gets uncomfortable for anyone still arguing this isn't about her. Fever against Wings, with Paige Buchers on the other side, did worse. Fever against a Reese-led Sky did worse. Fever Liberty, a matchup with Sabrina Ionescu and Brianna Stewart, two of the biggest names in the sport, still landed under this week's numbers. 1 million more people watched Fever Liberty than watched Ace's Sky. Over 1 million more chose the Fever broadcast over almost anything else on the schedule that week. Every comparison point tells the same story. It is not the opponent. It was never the opponent. And when the league's own numbers agree with that this clearly, the conversation shifts from, is she the draw, to something much bigger. What happens to the WNBA's TV deals from here?
According to USA Sports, the game averaged 1.04 million viewers and became the most watched WNBA game on record in the network's history. The viewership was also up 149% compared to the cable average in 2025. Furthermore, it's the first time in WNBA history that a game with a...
Say it plainly. This is now the most watched game in that network's WNBA history. Since her arrival in 2024, this franchise has been rewriting the league's ratings record book one broadcast at a time. And every executive in that negotiating room knows exactly whose name is driving it. The doubters wanted a controlled experiment. Take away the rival, see if the numbers hold. They got their experiment. And the numbers didn't just hold, they set records. The only question left is how much higher this goes once the postseason arrives. So here's what happens next. Every network with a WNBA deal just watched this. Every rights negotiation for next season just got more expensive. And every player who's been quietly downplaying her impact just got handed a stat sheet that makes that argument impossible. This isn't the ceiling. This is the floor. React below. What number does she break next?